Mike Moore Media.
Ron Flack Jr. is president of ALEF Behavioral Group right here in Rockingham County. And he's on the line with us now. Hey, Ron, welcome back. How are you?
We are well. Mike, again, thank you for the opportunity to grace your platform and speak to your audience.
Well, it's always good to have you on the program. It's not business as usual in one respect with all of the COVID-19 guidelines, but you are open and you are available 24 hours a day when people need you. So bring us up to date. How are you handling things now at ALEF?
Yes, sir. We are steadily under and maintaining the same precautionary measures that have been provided to us through the Department of Health and Human Services, which come from the executive order of our governor. We are still ensuring that all of our staff are being masked as well as wearing gloves. If any patients that come into our treatment program that may appear to be experiencing any type of cold or flu-like symptoms, they are immediately given a mask, and then we are proceeding with doing a light COVID screening, which includes taking temperatures and things of that nature. We always have to remember that withdrawal symptoms can mimic flu-like symptoms, and so to ensure that we are not passing preconceived judgment on any patient that comes in that needs care, we are taking those particular measures of ensuring that we're doing proper screening so that we can continue to provide treatment for those individuals that are in need. And if in fact a person is experiencing more flu-like than withdrawals via our screening, then we take those protective measures of taking care of them outside of the building in their vehicle. And as well as our state has allowed us to even provide medication to go home with certain patients that may have even tested positive for COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you're still going that extra mile. And, you know, all of this that's going on in the world, it's kind of disrupted everything. But opioid addiction continues right along, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, this disease continues to strike really hard, and it strikes those of us in areas that we don't even think it would strike. Just yesterday, if anyone knows and has been paying attention to the news, we had Miss Melissa Etheridge, who is an incredible actress and a gift to the entertainment industry. She lost her son, unfortunately, 21 years old, to opioid addiction. And so this continues to still be a problem. And I share the numbers, and I continue to share these numbers ongoingly. There are up to 130 individuals a day that lose their life due to opioid addiction. And that is still occurring. This is still a United States epidemic, and it's still something that we continuously have to give attention to.
And, you know, and you mentioned Melissa Etheridge and her son there, 21. Now, here's a famous person, lots of money, lots of resources at her disposal, but, you know, couldn't save her son. And you've talked before, Ron, opioid addiction doesn't discriminate rich, poor, black, white, young, old. It reaches across everything, doesn't it?
It does. It does not. It does not discriminate. It does not care where anyone comes from, and that's what really I believe should draw us closer together as a community. Because with this particular disease, it continues to affect so many in so many other areas.
I know there's so many variables here, Ron, but is there a general, maybe not, but I'm asking here, is there maybe a general observation on how people do get addicted? Is it from, you know, surgery? And I've heard this from friends, and, you know, pain pills and that kind of thing. Or what do you find, you know, maybe the most out there?
That's a good question, Mike. Oftentimes, most of our patients, and again, some people become addicted to heroin through experimenting. Some people become addicted to heroin with a group of people that are already using that particular illicit substance. But then you have a whole nother group of people that are hardworking citizens, that have families, that take care of loved ones, who have a surgery, who had a football injury, who had a tennis injury. And as a result of that, their physician began to prescribe to them Oxycontin, oxycodone, Percocets. And over time, their body begins to build up a tolerance. This tolerance leads to them, the original prescription that they were receiving, it no longer alleviates the pain. So they have to request increases with that particular amount of medication. Well, what happens is oftentimes a person gets tired of going and getting more prescriptions because the prescription now no longer alleviates the pain. Now they're taking more during the 30-day period. So the 30-day supply becomes a 15-day supply. Mm-hmm. And the progression of the tolerance, it really calls for more ways to alleviate the pain. Some people, unfortunately, choose to go to other illicit substances like heroin, like fentanyl, which is very deadly. And so it can start, Mike, as easy as going to a doctor's office, being legitimately prescribed pain medication for a legitimate injury. But over time, that particular tolerance of that person, it grows, it develops. And that's how the disease concept of addiction, it really starts. It's when my tolerance becomes dependent, my body becomes dependent upon that particular substance for me to be able to function. Then my dependency begins to affect my better judgment. And then when it begins to affect my better judgment, and so now I start to do things out of character to alleviate the pain that I have. And it kind of just grows from there. So then a person that originally had a football injury now ends up using IV heroin. And so then they make decisions to steal, and they make decisions to do certain things to alleviate from being sick. Because what happens is you can start off with the injury and receiving a prescription medication. Then it'll grow from dealing just with the pain to dealing with not being sick. Because once the body becomes dependent upon that medication, if you don't get it, you'll be in withdrawals. So a lot of people move from the progression of treating their pain to treating their withdrawal symptoms. And that's when it continues to grow and metastasize, unfortunately, into something that becomes unmanageable. And that's where treatment really has to be that answer to step in to say, you know, okay, we understand that your life has become unmanageable. Our goal is to help you bring back that sense of normalcy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for that explanation. And I've heard you talk about this before, about the number of prescriptions that are written right here in Rockingham County. Can you address that again?
Yes, sir. In 2019, as of 2019, Rockingham County was still sitting at the spot of number 4 in all 100 counties of North Carolina of prescriptions that are being written the most. Out of 100 counties, Rockingham County, Little Rockingham, the North Star, sits at number 4.
That's a scary number to be in.
Yes, sir. We're in the top 5. Mm-hmm. And it only confirms that treatment is needed, but it also unfortunately confirms why we, for a few years, were still in the top 10% of all of North Carolina for our overdoses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thankfully, we have ALEF here in Rockingham County on NC-14 between Eden and Reidsville. And I know you have a lot of good success stories because I hear them all the time. And how fortunate that we'll have another center opening soon. Tell us about that, Ron.
Yes, sir. We have High Point that will be opening in less than about 4 to 6 weeks. I really see us being able to move forward in opening that location. We are so excited to bring the ALEF experience to that side of Guilford County. There are no other opioid use disorder treatment providers in that area that are licensed by the State Opioid Treatment Authority. And so, again, we're excited to bring what we believe is a cutting-edge treatment experience to that side and that part of Guilford County.
Oh, I like that. Cutting edge. I like those words. And you said a key word there a moment ago, too. You just can't open up what you're doing there at ALEF. Talk about the licensing procedure. There's a lot involved in getting your doors open.
Yes, sir, it is. There are a few hoops that you have to jump over.
A few, yeah.
But the main thing is that you've got to be called to this. And the licensure procedures are to ensure that we're not just a fly-by-night program. I believe that the licensure procedures are exactly what they should be. We have to prove ourselves that we are prepared to treat and to serve individuals that will be receiving a Schedule II narcotic under the supervision of a medical physician, but also not just for the medication perspective, but our clinical services have to be up to par. And so to ensure that we are providing, both sides of the spectrum, and with the ALEF Behavioral Group in High Point, we'll be adding another sector of treatment to that, and that's via nutrition and fitness. So we're actually going to have a fitness room that all of our family members, we are transitioning from calling our patients. We're going to be calling them family members. We will be transitioning in adding fitness as a part of an option for treatment in conjunction to the clinical services. We believe that mind, body, and soul is a part of that holistic approach. And so to be able to provide a fitness center with a nutritionist, because if I'm not eating right and I'm not taking care of my body, then I won't have as great success with the medication and the clinical services that are being provided. We've seen that was a need, and so that's another investment that we're taking to ensure that we're providing, again, cutting-edge treatment to an area that clearly still is struggling with opioid use disorder.
Cutting edge again, just keeps getting better and better, the help that's available through ALEF. Okay, well, by the next time we talk next month, you'll be right at that opening date in High Point, but Rockingham County is open now and available 24 hours a day. Give us your phone number there, that office.
Yes, sir. It's 336-522-5095.
Okay, 336-522-5095. Now, we can call anytime.
Yes, sir. We can call anytime. There is a staff member that's always available. We are in office 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. However, 24 hours a day, a staff member is always available to receive any information, any calls, any questions that come from either an existing patient, a family member of that patient, or a stakeholder in the community. We're always available to answer questions, and I'm always available to come and provide education post our COVID precautionary measures. We're really looking forward to getting back out into the community to providing education.
Yes, I know you are. That's very important. Okay, well, Ron, thank you for your passion and your commitment, and we'll talk again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you again. Again, Mike, thank you for the opportunity to grace your audience, and thank you again for the opportunity to speak to you all about this particular matter. Thank you.
I'm glad you're there. Thanks for the help, and thanks again. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Ron Flack, Jr. is president of ALEF Behavioral Group, NC 14, between Eden and Reidsville. Here's that phone number again, 336-522-5095. The website, ALEF, ALEF, BG for Behavioral Group, ALEFBG.com.